We are in. Oh, are we technically in Kissimmee or?
I mean, we're technically in Claremont, but let's be clear here.
It's really Kissimmee.
Right.
It's really Kissimmee, Florida. We're in Kissimmee, Florida.
Right by Orlando.
21 minutes from Disney World.
We're actually 13 minutes from Animal Kingdom, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway,
we're not outside if you notice.
We are in a hotel catching our breath. We did leave the last site a day early, so we thought we'd just stay here for 2 nights and kind of rest since we don't have to check in at the new campground in Keystone Heights until the 31st. So we thought we would just take a break, get out of the truck, and just
get on this camera and tell you about our morning. Y'all, I almost lost my spirituality for a second.
Well, the thing is, I took a moment to think about my next actions before I made an action. But or took an action. But I'm still kind of baffled.
I moved on an action that I needed to, because if I didn't move on that action, another action would have ensued. So yeah.
I'm just so happy that we know Jesus. We know Jesus, and so, you know, we prevented a very we prevented a very bad moment. What could have been a real moment back in the day.
Between real and put between moment, insert the word there. I think you know what it is. Think of Boondocks. I won't say it. I'll let you say it.
Oh Lord. The thing is, guys, so the hotel we're at offers free breakfast.
Right.
A free breakfast buffet is what they're calling it. Buffet? Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah, it's breakfast, but a buffet now.
We won't even get on that. But anyway, we went in there. Obviously, it's 8 of us. Small space. But we're just being polite, being considerate, getting what we need to, and we're not even going to eat inside. We're just going to take our stuff to the room because we're kind of in the way. It is a lot of us, all right? That's just how we are. We just consider other people. And so...
What? I'm hungry.
But what about the muffins? Why would you move my muffins over there? See how you do me?
I didn't know you about to eat these right now.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that way you have to put. All right.
Yes.
And so, you know, like I said, it is kind of cramped. And so at first, I did notice that there was a tall white male behind me.
He was bow-legged, by the way. I ain't never seen that before.
He's not right. He's not right. I did notice that there was a tall white male behind me, but I didn't realize how close he was. I did sense and feel his presence behind me. He was close enough. But at the same time, like I said, we're in a cramped space. I realized he must have been trying to reach for something in front of me. I will say he could have just said, "Excuse me," and I would have just moved. I had on my baby carrier, and the baby was...
Bro was trying to...
Hold on, let me just... I had on my carrier, so I was holding the baby. I was wearing the baby. But now I'm gonna let you tell that your part, but I have to tell my perspective. Because from my perspective, I felt a hand. All of us, when I felt him over me, at that point, all of a sudden, I felt a hand in the middle of my daggone back, pushing me. Now you know I'm holding the baby. And I know it's this white man right behind me, and I feel somebody pushing me, and now I've been polite this whole time and considerate, and I know he didn't say excuse me, and I feel somebody literally pushing me to the right while I'm holding my baby. And I had some hot coffee in my hand, as you can, well, you can't see, but I had this hot coffee in my hand, and I was about to just But I turned around first, thank God, because back in the day, I wouldn't even thought twice. I would not have even thought twice, okay? I would have thrown the hot coffee in his face, because you know, you don't put your hands on me and push me nowhere. But I turned around, and I looked at my husband. He was also, technically, you were behind him.
Yes, not behind him.
But you were the first person I saw when I looked back to the right, because he was technically still kind of on the left side, blocking your view. But when I looked to the right, I looked in my husband's eyes, and I realized that that was his hand pushing me. Now, obviously, I couldn't see from his angle, but he almost got the white man some coffee. I'll just say it that because I thought he was pushing me. But as a Christian woman, I thought twice about it, and I turned around and thought about that decision first as opposed to just reacting. Unfortunately, I did because it was my husband. I don't believe in violence, guys. I really don't. But it really flustered me and caught me off guard.
When I tell you my perspective, I'm going to have as a Christian man in there too, somewhere.
I'm kind of flustered though, because I'm like, what? Like, what are you doing? But they don't understand until you tell them what he was really doing. So, because he saw,
from my perspective,
I just felt him behind me though.
From my perspective,
he was all over me.
From my perspective, I was, waiting for her to pass me something to hold, pretty much. And I see this tall gentleman of the Caucasian persuasion, and he was moving towards her, but I'm thinking he's gonna wait until she moves
or say excuse me.
But he proceeds to continue forward, and he was directly up on my wife's behind.
He swiped.
It was like it was close enough to be a slow dance.
He swiped.
And I moved her out of the way, because if I didn't move her out of the way, I would have pushed somewhere else. Because literally, this man who sees my wife in front of him, and I'm gonna assume that he knows that she's my wife, because it's us and all of these children. I mean, we're passing plates to each other back and forth, and so he proceeds to put his junk on my wife's behind.
That was mad disrespectful
Pretty much.
To me and to you and to the
kids.
And
for me, because I come from a certain place, and I carry a certain last name, and if you're from where I'm from, you know the type of people my last name breeds. And so, old me would have been like, I don't know who he think I am and how he feel like he can play with me like that.
He was.
That's how my mom would have thought, and then it would have been stop, ghetto time.
He was playing. He was playing with me and you. But apparently.
But yes, and
you weren't playing.
I had no thought of she's gonna feel my hand and think it's him. I had to move her, because if I didn't move her, I was going to move him.
I so thought it was him pushing me. Boy, he saw my face when I turned around. And then I realized, oh, it's you. I so thought that was him. I thought, boy, listen.
So,
But I mean, I'm happy that my husband is a man of God now, and we didn't have to set it off or anything like that. I'm so happy that you pushed me out the way.
As a Christian man, fortunately, because I thought, but not as much as she thought.
Yeah, I had.
But fortunately, my first thought was to move her, as opposed to it being moving him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because we're on this Christian journey. How do we look? Just for one being violent, for one not being good peacemakers, for one being out here just setting it off everywhere we go. Sure, they weren't very, very welcoming to us. The hotel is, and the host was very welcoming, but the people, in the buffet area, they were all white and they weren't
Yeah,
very
you know,
welcoming.
and you know, this
Which
ain't
we're
like
used to. I mean,
this ain't the greatest hotel in the world, but it's a decent hotel, and you know, the majority of what we've seen here are, you know, people who happen to be entitled.
they were very entitled. It was
And
like,
so we went
they
in
were looking
there
at us
like-
why they gotta be in here eating?
You know, you know.
But it's fine, because like anytime you're on a journey for God, the devil is just gonna try to throw anything to discourage you to keep going, discourage you from keeping going, anything, you know, to make you feel uncomfortable or make you feel like it wasn't the right decision to be here. And honestly, a lot of times when that happens, you're in the very right place because there's something there that God wants you to do.
Just know that Murfreesboro almost came out of me.
I don't know what almost came out of me. I just know I'm wearing my baby, and somebody, it don't matter whether he white, black, yellow, orange, some man just freaking pushed me while I'm holding hot coffee and my baby. That's all I do.
And the crazier thing is, mind you, we just told you about this whole chain of events and this whole train of thoughts that we went through. That brother, it may well not even happen for him.
You think he doesn't recognize that you pushed me because he was swiping his
Man, I don't think he was paying no attention to nothing but putting it
on me.
Yeah.
What type of jungle fever?
And he still felt entitled, and he felt entitled that he could, because literally it was like
it's like he didn't really react to you pushing me from out in front of him.
To nothing.
They were very entitled in there. They was looking like, these kids don't need to be in here eating. Why are they in here?
Anybody trying to go to jail all the way in Florida?
Lord, no, it's not in Florida. This is Trump state. I don't have a problem with Trump, to tell you the truth. I neither like nor dislike him, to tell you the truth, but I think he's funny. But, I mean, I'm not voting for him. Lord knows, let's not make this political.
Yeah. Because what I was about to follow it, nah, we're not going to go down that road. We're not going to go down that road.
But I think Trump funny. I know a lot of black people ain't going to like the fact that I just said I don't dislike him, but I'm sorry, I don't.
He's a character.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, look at him like I would look at SpongeBob.
Thank you. He's also a ploy.
Why am I, I'm not going to put
a distraction.
I'm not going to put serious thought to his political regimen.
It's like looking at Kanye West for president, right? It's the same thing. Come on. Let's not get crazy here.
Yeah, let's just leave this conversation.
Let's
just leave this conversation. Let's just leave it.
Guys, but your political beliefs should not matter in terms of who gets along with who. Like, it's like whatever. But we didn't actually say anything about politics.
Yeah.
I just said what it is. The point is, I'm in Trump state. I'm gonna call it Trump state, and no one wants to get locked up here. That's the point, okay? And I certainly didn't want to get locked up in Georgia either. Hello.
Right.
I ain't trying to get locked up nowhere, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
Shoot. But anyway.
Yeah.
We just had to update y'all on that because I'm still baffled.
Yeah.
I'm still confused as to what in the world he was. I want to know why he thought it was okay. Like, why did he think, as a man, white or black, like as a man, how do you figure that you can swipe your penis really across a young lady's backside in front of her children and husband and it be fine?
Imagine if that was me.
But wasn't he with that white woman?
I don't know who he was with.
I thought that white lady was with him.
I don't know who he was with.
I don't know who she was to him. I didn't see a ring, but I wasn't looking at his
who he
hands.
was with. I ain't care who he was with.
I'm saying, I'm just confused. Like, why would you do that in front of whoever you're with?
Why would you do that, period?
I'm just saying, he had no coup at all.
I don't know.
Like, no respect for himself. I mean, I'm confused.
This ain't Django.
I just want to know why he thought he could do it in front of you. Cause he could have. It was disrespectful to me, but you know how men can be with women sometimes.
Yeah,
and he could have literally just done it and thought I didn't even know he was doing it and went on about his day. But doing it right with you behind him, he brave.
I can't put any effort into understanding ignorance.
He brave. Cause he must have. I don't know if he thought he ain't gonna do nothing because he got the kids.
You putting too much on it because you making me sound like a pump. No.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have no idea.
He must have thought, oh, he got the kids. He ain't gonna check me.
I don't know, and I
It
don't
seemed
even want
like
to think.
all he was focused on is whatever his little freak fantasy was.
I don't know what he thought. I don't really care what he thought. I just know it could have went one of two ways. Fortunately, the one way that it went was the righteous way.
We've been having some experiences, and in each of those, we've tried and tried and tried and tried to put God first. And yes, sometimes you have to try with intention to respond in a godly way. It happens naturally a lot for us now, for sure. But sometimes you still got to put intention to it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what faith's all about.
that's an everyday thing. I'd say.
Continue putting intention to it, guys. And when they go low, you go high. And y'all keep doing the right thing, regardless.
Yeah, y'all be good out here.
Alright, until next update.
Hopefully ain't nothing else crazy.